Okay. So I might as well get the big elephant out of the room now. This video is unscripted. I'm normally one to script my videos. I don't have a good history with unscripted videos. But this has been something on my mind for a while, and I just feel like if I go unscripted, it's more so speaking from the heart, because this is a topic I've grown to feel more passionately about as time progresses. So, as you can see from my title, you know what I'm going to be talking about. Trans people, but just being transgender in general. Or more so about the validity of trans people. So, you probably know what transgenderism actually is in this case. People feel like they're not for the right body per se. Gender dysphoria. The belief that you're not in the right body, you want to be in where you actually belong in terms of the gender. Also do with identity and stuff among that line. Now, one might be wondering, what's my experience with this? Do I have gender dysphoria? Do I have something among those lines? No, I'm perfectly fine. I know I'm male, though I will be brutally honest in this. Growing up, I didn't feel right. I'm not the most social person. People close to me know this. I'm antisocial. I'd rather be sitting in a library reading a book and just doing things that aren't considered masculine. That was something that kind of plagued me throughout my whole entire elementary school and like one grade of middle school. Because I'm not a masculine person. I can admit that right now. I'm heavily emotional. It's easy for me to get to the point where I can break down easily. I cry a lot. Anybody close to me can vouch for that. I'm not a competitive person. Heck, the only thing I can ever say I'm competitive in is Smash Bros. And even then, I'm just a casual player more than anything else. I don't really care about winning, losses. I don't care about muscles, anything about that sort. Growing up, I had no interest in playing sports. I was more interested in like playing with toys. I never had interest in cars, more so just like toys, making my own little world out of them. I think people could actually notice that. I had a weird way of standing. I got teased for standing too feminine, per se. Heck, I still take that same exact pose when I'm standing and just getting bored. I also this is something that's still common. Like, I like how I look physical appearance-wise, to be honest. But, oh my gosh, I wish I could just get rid of the afro I have in real life and just get longer hair. I don't know. I just see all these people with long hair. It's always been more attractive to me. I'm just kind of jealous of girls and their curly, long hair. Something I'm still jealous at. Hell, if I could cut my hair, I would. But I've got an irrational fear of barbers, and my parents like my hair the way it is, so that's something for a future goal, I suppose. When I make an OC, per se, I would like to introduce part of myself into them. The OC you're seeing right now on screen is my human Sona, as opposed to my normal fur Sona. And I based him primarily off of my experience as I've been talking about this whole entire time, hence why he looks really androgynous. I didn't know much about the idea of gender identity or being trans until I actually came across the commentary community, to be honest, and made friends with people like Doodle Tones, Mills Kohai, or I prefer to call her Rachel. Hell, a lot of people in the commentary community are either trans, non-binary, gay. There's a reason why people being straight in this community is an inside joke in itself. Having said that, I've seen people have to put up with dysphoria and just feeling bad for being trans, and that's what's kind of motivated me to make this video, among other things. Because, while this video may be short, I have a lot to say. And yes, I did make a post on Twitter a while back explaining my thoughts towards this, but considering how I have a larger audience on YouTube, and this is a message multiple people should hear, I think you should all hear this now. And this is kind of a message to all trans people in general. You are all valid. And you know why? Because you're happy being who you are. You know who you want to be. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Do you feel happy feeling called he, she? Then be happy with yourself. You know where you are. And if other people are unhappy with that, frick them. Because after all, nobody knows you better than yourself. If you believe that being different makes you inherently flawed, and I mean this in the bluntest way possible, that's not right. Because believe it or not, everybody is different in some way. Everybody has something that makes them unique. And even if being trans is something that's common, it's not like being trans is some kind of massive sin. Oh, and referring to sin, this is kind of to the detractors. To those who actually make the belief that, oh, religion is a reason why being trans is a bad thing, you know how easily it is to misinterpret or bend religion to make what you say valid, right? You know how easy it is to bend the truth for like how it was for gay people, even though, oh, there's nothing wrong with being gay in the slightest. As a gay person, I can say this easily. Ignore any of those who would actually say differently, because you know what they are? They're stuck in the social belief that you're stuck to one particular gender. They're stuck in the past and just refuse to adapt. Either that or they're intolerant. If they have to try bullying you into saying you're one gender, you're inherently stronger than they ever will be. They aren't worth your time. They aren't worth listening to. You know why that is? They don't know you. You know you. Don't let the words of others who know nothing get to you. You're all valid, you're all beautiful, and this is an indisputable fact. That's the important thing to gain from this. Love your femininity. Love your masculinity. Love yourself. That's the important thing to gain from all of this. Because, you know what? I've fully embraced the fact I'm a furry. I'm different by default. I like anthropomorphic animals and would totally buy a fursuit if I could. And you know what? I've embraced it. I love being part of this community. I love being a furry. Love yourself. Love being transgender because you're all valid. Sure, that might be not the best comparison to make considering the issues. But again, differences don't matter. You're all valid. We're all human. Yes, this might have been a short video. Yes, I could have gone into much more detail. I will admit I'm not the most experienced or knowledge on this whole entire issue as a whole. But as somebody who has multiple trans friends who have to deal with dysphoria daily, I thought this was an important message to get out there, because this is something that I feel people should actually just recognize and look back on. Anyway, this is Jonah Smith, and have a very merry day.